Nearly a third of children in Liverpool are growing up in poverty, and Knowsley is the second most income-deprived borough in England. A quarter of their children live in relative low income, that is below 60% of the UK average. Kind was founded in 1975 and has been helping those in the lower brackets since.
For some mums, and it is mainly single mums, sadly, there's no support. How do they get on? You know, they can't ring anybody up and say, oh, you know, nan, mum, brother, I'm struggling, I've got nothing to eat. What can I do?
Child Poverty Action Group have found that 100,000 children who are living in poverty in the northwest are not eligible for free school meals. In Wales, Scotland and London, they have already started their universal free school meals schemes. Here at Monksdown Primary School, children and staff are now campaigning so that those schemes can be extended to the rest of England.
If people don't have free school meals, you need food to learn, and the body needs to be fueled to learn.
I think people should have free school meals because it's stopping at key stage 2, which is kind of not fair because you don't control when you're born and how old you are when it's key stage 2.
You need free school meals because if you don't have a good meal of lunchtime, then you're not going to be ready to learn and you'll be slouchy and you won't have any energy.
I think we need free school meals because it's important for us because we get the energy that we deserve. And what if, for example, say we're at home and we don't have much money to buy meals for like breakfast and tea and stuff like that. The school meals are the only thing that would be free, and it would help your parents so they don't have to waste their money on things that don't need to be paid for.
You should have free school meals because without them you can't concentrate, you can't learn, and you can't do things that you will be able to do on a full stomach, like concentrating.
Starting this year, all primary school children in Wales will get free school meals, as well as all children in primary 1 to 5 at schools funded by the Scottish Government or run by their local council, and all primary school children in state-funded schools in London. 9 out of 10 English state school teachers in a National Education Union survey said they saw their students tired and unable to concentrate due to poverty, and 60% said their students showed signs of hunger during the school day.
You know, we've got children who are coming into school and they're saying they've had no breakfast, and then we're having to feed them, or they're coming in with packed lunches and the packed lunches aren't nutritious enough. We've seen problems with tooth decay, the amount of problems we've had across dentists and them not being able to get dentists and things, and a lot of that is down to the food that they're eating or the lack of nutritious food that they're eating. So I think by extending the bracket, it's not really going to help a lot of people, and it's those people who on paper it looks like they can afford it, actually the ones who are struggling.
The campaign began when the school was contacted by the National Education Union and the No Child Left Behind campaign. The teachers were asked to sign a petition for free school meals, which started the idea for the whole school to write letters to the Prime Minister last year. They told me about what they wrote in them.
I wrote a letter to the government, and I basically said if you did give us free school meals, it'd make Liverpool such an easier place to live, and it'd make all of the families in Liverpool much more relaxed and easier to come by with money and stuff, and it'd make it so they'll be able to do other stuff with their money, like pay the bills and stuff, but it'll make it so they're not having to work 2 jobs. They might have to work just one, and making it so they don't have to, so they can spend time with the family basically, instead of just being at work to cover just the bare minimum amount of money, so they can pay the bills and get food for their family.
We get all donations, and we have the pantry, but there's this minimum wage where if your parents get paid this much, you don't get those additional ads, but your parent might get paid that much, but still they might have like more than 1 child or like 3 children, and it's just still not enough. But the government just thinks, well, they're getting paid, why should we care about them?
So yes, Scotland and Wales have pledged to do it. London's starting to roll it out, but round by here we're actually at a disadvantage, but because Rishi Sunak hasn't really pledged to do for the whole country yet.
In the letter I wrote that how different places in the UK get free school meals, and in Liverpool that some people don't have the money to buy the free school meals, and how it's not fair because some people do get free school meals and we don't.
Around 3/4 of MPs in Merseyside have pledged to do everything in their power so that no child is left behind, as part of the organisation's campaign for children's rights. Access to cultural education and activities can be impactful for a child's development and mental health. National Museums Liverpool offer bursary schemes to schools in need to ensure that these experiences are available for all children.
The financial crisis that has taken place in England is directly impacting schools, certain schools, and a lot of those schools within Liverpool, councils are cash-strapped. Department for Education, there's only so much money that can go around. Individual school budgets, the school trip is dropping down the list of priority.
Over 16,000 emergency food parcels were given out by Wirral Food Bank over the last 12 months, with a third of those being for children. People continue to donate, but the food bank still spent an extra £100,000 on food to reach a 54% increase in demand. People are coming to the food bank because their money just can't keep up with inflation. Even the food bank itself has seen the effects of price rises, as a food parcel now costs double what it did 4 years ago. Wirral Food Bank is part of Trussell Trust, who are calling for an essentials guarantee, a legislation so that the basic rate of universal credit covers the cost of essentials like food, utilities and vital household goods. Those who have a low income or need help covering living costs can apply for a monthly universal credit payment. YouGov research shows that over half of people claiming universal credit can't afford enough food.
Somebody came and they were not receiving the benefits that they were entitled to, especially for their child who was disabled, and as a result of our intervention, those benefits were secured and backdated. And again, that person didn't come back to the food bank again. So that's our key objective. Find the reason why people need emergency food, and if possible, address the issue so they don't need to come back again.
4 million UK homes have a prepayment gas and electric bill, a pay-as-you-go method to manage budgets. If they can't afford it, they must self-disconnect, leaving them with no heating, hot water or ways to cook a hot meal. According to Fuel Bank Foundation, those on a prepayment method spend more than £300 extra a year. The government states that last year's energy price cap guarantee made the total amount in line with direct debit customers. Child poverty has been a long-standing issue in Merseyside. The Charles Thompson mission has seen a decline in the number of families that need their help since the COVID-19 pandemic. But the manager remembers the early days in his work when there was more of a demand.
It was really sad to see that kids are coming for clothes, and people say, okay, who wants an Everton top, and the kids are all going, or who wants a warm coat? Kids go, and you're thinking, this is awful.
Today, organisations in Liverpool are seeing an increase in struggling families, but there is more support. Certain times of the year, like Christmas, leaves families in debt so that they can have the best holiday. This can lead to a cycle of poverty, but organisations are doing their best to make sure that every child gets the most out of their life. Even something as simple as having somewhere to sleep.
When I grew up in the 50s, I used to share a bed. We used to top and tail. I always thought, God, I hated that, I want my own bed. But in some ways, we're going back to that now, where kids are sharing beds, which is not right. Every child should have their own bed.
4.2 million children in the UK are living in poverty, which is 9 out of 30 in an average school class. 70% of those children have a single parent who is in paid work. Child Poverty Action Group claims 250,000 children would be lifted out of poverty if the 2-child limit on benefits was removed. If parents have more than 2 children, they aren't paid an additional amount unless the child was born before the 6th of April 2017, or there are special circumstances. The Department for Work and Pensions has plans to raise benefits and pensions and give more help with housing costs. There is now hope for change as the future generations at Monkstown Primary School continue to help and share the motto that if adults can do it, so can children.
School meals, free school meals for everyone. School meals, free free school meals for everyone.